Iran and U.S. agree, guiding principles after more nuclear talks held. Fresh negotiations are convened in Geneva, Switzerland, between the United States and Iran to resolve their long-running dispute. Iran and the United States have reached an understanding on guiding principles, after fresh talks on Tehran's nuclear capabilities in Geneva. Iran's foreign minister has said. Abbas Araghchi said that while an agreement may not be reached soon, the path has started. Oman's foreign minister, Badr al-Busedi, said the talks had been constructive and good progress had been made towards identifying common goals and relevant technical issues. He added, "Much work is yet to be done, and the parties left with clear next steps before the next meeting." Previous negotiations were held in Oman earlier this month, while these latest ones were mediated by Oman. Just after Tuesday's talks got underway, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, struck a confrontational tone, however, saying the U.S. could not topple his government. U.S. President Donald Trump has said that regime change in Iran would be the best thing that could happen. But Khamenei, 86, commented, "The U.S. president says their army is the world's strongest, but the strongest army in the world can sometimes be slapped so hard it cannot get up," he said in comments published by Iranian media. Earlier, the U.S. president warned Iran of consequences if the new phase of discussions does not produce an agreement. Washington has sent a second aircraft carrier to the Middle East and is preparing for a possible military campaign if the negotiations are inconclusive, officials have told the Reuters news agency. Iran itself began a military drill on Monday in the Strait of Hormuz, to a vital international waterway and oil export route from Gulf Arab states, which have been appealing for diplomacy to end the dispute. Iranian state TV said the route would be closed for several hours because of safety and maritime concerns, as it conducted live fire drills. Iran launched missiles into the Strait of Hormuz, state TV added. It is the first time Iran has closed parts of the strait since the U.S. began threatening military action. Speaking on Air Force One, the U.S. president suggested the Iranians may be motivated to reach an agreement with Washington. "I'll be involved in those talks indirectly, and they'll be very important," he said. "I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal. We could have had a deal instead of sending the B-2s in to knock out their nuclear potential. And we had to send the B-2s, he added, referring to last year's U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear sites. Mr. Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff and his son to-law Jared Kushner were in Switzerland on Tuesday for the second round of talks. Earlier, Mr. Araghchi, who is leading the negotiations for Tehran, said on X, "I am in Geneva with real ideas to achieve a fair and equitable deal. What is not on the table? Submission before threats. The Trump administration is seeking a deal to limit Iran's nuclear program and ensure it does not develop nuclear weapons. Iran says it is not pursuing weapons and has so far resisted demands that it halt uranium enrichment or hand over its supply of uranium." On Monday, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio told a news conference in Budapest that it was hard to do a deal with Iran, but the U.S. was willing to try. Mr. Trump told reporters the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, was being sent to the region. The USS Abraham Lincoln and accompanying guided-to-missile destroyers were deployed last month. Iran has warned the U.S. that any attack will be treated as an all-to-out war against us. Read more from Sky News. Trump issues blunt warning ahead of Ukraine war talks. 5 dead after fire at apartment building in Spain. It is thought tens of thousands of people may have been killed during protests against the Iranian regime in recent months. On Saturday, about 200,000 people demonstrated against the Iranian regime on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference.